This thing didn't work. Didn't work at all. Didn't work. What's going on, Scruffy fam? How you doing? How you doing? It's Uncle Scruff back. It's a Sunday, and check this out. We're gonna get in back a little bit more into the mosquito effect that's been going on, because I got a couple of articles here. Now check this out though. They're not telling you the whole story, of course. Does our government ever? But in the releasing of these modified mosquitoes, they fail to let you know that a community, the Florida Keys, they opposed it. They had the numbers to oppose it, but somehow this thing still got approved. So now we're going to run down these articles just because we should. All right. Let's get into this first part. This is from the company who actually made them. Okay? They were a UK company that the US bought, and the names, forget it. But what they did was they started genetically altering mosquitoes, and then they had a company from the US, great old capitalism. They decided that they were going to buy them and think that this would work. Now, has it been effective? The company will tell you it is. It says, Oxtec has made repeated claims in public materials and press that its release of GMO mosquitoes can suppress wild mosquitoes population by 90% or more. Now, how about we do this? I'm going to tell you what they say. It says each area where the GMO, I'm saying the car company, you get me, fam. The GMO mosquitoes had what? In the Cayman Islands, they said they had a 96% effectiveness. In Panama, it says that it had a 96 or 93% effectiveness. In Brazil, said 93. I mean, this is amazing numbers. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The thing about it is, well, first, let me show you a couple other things. This is straight from the CDC here. All right. Straight from the CDC. It says, how are they produced? What do they use them for? All of this stuff. They let you know that these things were released, and the CDC only seems to admit that they were released in Florida and Texas. If you look at the screen right there, released in counties in Florida and Texas. We got it right here, people, right here. But let me show you, because I've had a lot of the Scruffy family that has been letting me know that in California it got released, which the CDC is not mad. In New York, now they tell you about Alabama, but where did this stuff from New York come from? Okay, well, guess what? We got another article here. Another one. This is what I'm talking about, fam. This is the stuff that we are. Now, these are supposed to. They're supposed to help, right? Scruff family, they're supposed to help. It says genetically modified mosquitoes released in U.S. to fight disease-carrying species. Yeah, it says it claims the technology also claims to remove all requirements for adult mosquitoes rearing and releases, and eliminates the potential for female releases. Now, here's the thing. They tell you that they're supposed to be releasing these male mosquitoes that are supposed to mate with the females that actually do the biting. And they're supposed to make them pretty much impotent. They can't have kids or whatever. But here's the problem with that. And I'm letting you know right now, Scruffy family. What happens? Isn't it always that we didn't see this coming? We didn't see this coming. But what happened to the male mosquitoes who mated with the genetically modified, oh no, excuse me, the males were genetically modified who mated with the females? Guess what? They started having hybrid babies. The babies were coming out with big mouths and broken jaws and all this other good stuff, the same shit that you would, but now we have these hybrid mosquitoes that are flying around. We don't know what the implications of that. Let's put it this way. The natural ones had dengue fever, you know, and a few other things, malaria. What if these particular mosquitoes come out with something we can't stop? Like now they've been genetically altered and we can't stop it now. What if we make a super bug mosquito? But here's the thing, just to let you know, check this out. We're going to get into this, and the reason why I say this is because you know Uncle Scruff always brings receipts. Always brings receipts. And the thing about it is this thing didn't work. Didn't work at all. Didn't work. Check this out. Here we go. Let me get to the top of this. I'm sorry, I was reading the article. That's because I did my research. But here we go. It says, gene hacking mosquitoes to be infertile backfired spectacularly. And this is back in September 16th, 19. Are you serious? Really? 2019? We didn't know this? So let's do it like this, Scruffy fam. I know it's a little tough, but hang out with me. All right, gene hacking mosquitoes to be infertile backfired spectacularly. Let's talk about this. On the surface, the plan was simple: gene hack mosquitoes so their offsprings immediately die, mix them with disease spreading bugs in the wild, and watch the population drop off. Here we go, family. And the reason why I say this couldn't have been that way, the reason why I say this is because they already found out in Brazil and all these other places that it didn't work, but they still did it here. It says the genetically altered mosquitoes did mix with the wild population, and for a brief period, the number of mosquitoes in Brazil did plummet, according to the research done in Nature specific reports. But, whenever you hear that but, here we go. But 18 months later, the population bounced back, right back up. And even worse, the new genetic hybrids may be even more resilient to future attempts to quell their numbers. Do we ever get it right? So now we've got super mosquitoes. Think about that. Desperate times. Desperate times. Mosquitoes capable of transmitting dangerous diseases like Zika, dengue, and malaria are spreading further than ever thanks to a global climate change. To combat them, scientists have sometimes tried to alter the bug's genetics so they couldn't be reproduced. The claim was that the genes from the resistant strain would not get into the general population because of their offspring would die. Yeah, did that work? We just found out, family, we have super mosquitoes. So all the stuff that they're saying, yeah, right. In Brazil, the wild mosquitoes mated with the gene hack population and created a new sort of genetic hybrid that's more robust than the wild bugs were. While the new variant isn't inherently dangerous, or at least not additionally so, the scientists behind the project say they don't fully understand how things will change for future generations. What did you think was going to happen? Really? What did you think? It is the unanticipated outcome that is concerning. So it's kind of like this. When have you ever been able to anticipate an outcome when you're hacking genes? Are you serious right now? And guess what? Guess what? It costs a lot of money to do this. To do this. It costs $2 for every mosquito. $2. They introduced a lot. In the United States, the U.S. Environmental Agency has authorized the use of that number they gave it. I think that's OX5034 mosquito for release in counties in Florida, which they already voted that they didn't want it, but it happened, and in Texas. Now, that's what they're saying, are they not? Florida and Texas. But we just found out about Alabama. We just found out about New York. And you're telling me these mosquitoes, they stay right where they're supposed to. Good little mosquito. Listen, fam, Uncle Scruff gonna keep you updated. Uncle Scruff pulls the receipts. Now, let's get into one more, if I'm not mistaken. One more. Because we know. We already know. Check this out, family. I'ma just read this in closing, because we do have one admission from USA Today back on March 8th, 2022. Millions of genetically modified mosquitoes may soon be buzzing in Florida and California. Why does the newspaper know that, but the CDC did not mention California? What is going on? You tell me. Uncle Scruff, I'm out, fam. Take it light.